Yo, what is up? This is DevineYGO, and gonna be giving a deck profile on Ninja Eldlich. So, your boy is super excited for the ninja support in the Darkwing Blast, and I love ninjas. If you guys don't know, my very first video on this channel was actually a ninja deck profile. And if you guys know me from my previous Yu-Gi-Oh channel, I used to run a Yu-Gi-Oh channel called, or by the name of Yu-Gi Invasion, and yeah, it's... Oh man, those videos are a little bit cringe just because I was not used to recording at all. The channel is still up. If you guys are curious or interested, you guys can probably find it. But yeah, on that channel, I made like a lot of ninja deck profiles, like different variations of ninjas and all that stuff. I just really love the ninja archetype. The only bad thing about it is that it's super slow. It cannot compete, and it's just easily stopped by hand traps. But with the addition of Eldlich, I decided to mess around with it a little bit and decided to, I don't know, mess around, and this is what I've come up with. I've been really enjoying it. It's still a relatively weak deck. Again, it's very weak to hand traps. Consistency can kind of be an issue sometimes, just because we run bricks in here. And sometimes you just don't draw great, but you know, that's the game, and that's how ninjas are. Hopefully with the additions of the new ninja support, hopefully the consistency will be a lot better. But anyways, yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. So first off, we got triple copies of Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. So Hanzo is your main ninja that you are going to be using. This is basically your Stratos of the deck. On normal summon, you can add a ninjutsu art card from your deck to your hand, and when this card is flipped or special summoned, you can add one ninja monster from your deck to your hand, except Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. And because this is an old card, this is not a hard once per turn, so you can spam this effect as many times as you summon him. And then we got triple copies of Upstart Golden Ninja. This is basically the card that allows us to turbo out Hanzo from the deck by discarding a trap card. And then next we got 2 copies of Yellow Ninja. Just 2 copies. 3 is a little too much because we're not running that big of a ninja lineup. So Yellow Ninja, if this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can special summon one level 4 or lower ninja monster from your hand in attack position or face down defense. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except ninja monsters. You can only use this effect of Yellow Ninja once per turn. On to the next one, we have 1 copy of the Twilight Ninja Getsuga, the Shogun. This card allows us to switch its attack position from attack to defense, and then target 2 ninja monsters in the graveyard and special summon them. Unfortunately, you do have to target specifically 2 monsters, or 2 ninja monsters, because it doesn't say up to 2, it says exactly 2. But most of the time you'll have at least 2 in there anyways, so that's not too bad. But yeah, Shogun, really good. He's a combo piece in this deck. But yeah, anyways, on to the next card. We play 1 copy of Ninja Jogan, Twilight Ninja Jogan. Just 1 copy. Sure, it can, like, it's a good card because it can special summon itself out for free or basically for free by revealing a ninjutsu art card. But because our ninja lineup is very small, and our ninjutsu art lineup is very small, it's gonna become more of a brick instead. And then I play 1 copy of Amorphage Goliath. This is one of my super transformation targets. So Goliath, if you guys don't know, this card is essentially a artifact scythe. The pendulum effect, we don't care for it. What we're looking at is the monster effect. So neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except Amorphage monsters. And let's face it, nobody's playing Amorphage. So it's a level 8. So if you, let's say, summon Hanzo, search Super Transformation, your opponent summons a level 4 monster. We're going to activate Super Transformation targeting Hanzo and that monster, summon the Goliath from the deck, and then your opponent is now Scythe locked. But Goliath is actually worse than Scythe if you don't get rid of it, because Goliath, it stays on board. Its effect is while Goliath is on field, not just the turn it's summoned. So it's arguably better than Scythe. Scythe is just a lot easier to turbo out, but Goliath, if you can get it out, it's a 2750 beat stick, as well as Scythe locking your opponent for as long as it's on field. Next, I'm playing 2 copies of Fallen of Albaz. This is my other tech choice for Super Transformation. So Fallen of Albaz is actually pretty good. If you hard draw it and your opponent has monsters on board, you can still normal summon it and, you know, get that super poly effect. But another thing is that you can also summon this thing off of Super Transformation because Fallen of Albaz is a dragon monster. So let's say you have Hanzo, you summon it, and search out Super Transformation. Set the Super Transformation, pass turn. You essentially have 3 interruptions off of just the one Hanzo. So what I mean by that is that Super Transformation is an interruption on its own. If your opponent summons any monster at all, any level monster I mean, so at any point you need the Fallen of Albaz effect, you can use Super Transformation targeting Hanzo and any of your opponent's monsters that has a level and send them to the graveyard. But, so Super Transformation, it targets them first, and this is where it gets really interesting. So let's say you activate Super Transformation, targeting Hanzo, and you target one of your opponent's monsters with a level. If they manage to somehow get rid of that body, because you still have to resolve as much of the effect as possible, Super Transformation will still send Hanzo to the graveyard, and since a level 4 was still sent, we can still summon Albaz from the deck. Or if they did leave it on board, that monster's getting sent off, so that's one interruption. Then we summon Fallen Albaz. Albaz effect, we discard a card and use one of our opponent's monsters as well as Fallen Albaz to Super Poly Fusion into our Mirror Jade. Most likely, our opponent's gonna have like a monster from the extra deck on the field, like a Link, XC, Synchro, whatever. You guys get what I'm talking about. We'll most likely have access to Mirror Jade, so that's 2 interruptions. And then Mirror Jade himself has a quick effect to banish a card on the field. Or I'm sorry, banish a monster on the field. So that's 3 interruptions, all from the normal summon of Hanzo. So that's pretty insane. And then next we run 2 copies of Eldlich. So, I mean, this is Ninja Eldlich. Technically Ninja branded Eldlich, but we're not really focusing on the branded stuff, so it's just Ninja Eldlich to me. Eldlich is in here because it gives ninjas the grind game that it needs to kind of keep up a little bit with like the rogue decks. And at the same time, if like your Hanzos or like your ninja plays get stopped, we still have like the Eldlich trap cards to kind of back us up a little bit. And then Golden Lord, we already know what Golden Lord does. He can recur himself back to the field, gives us a win condition if our ninja stuff is stopped. But yeah, anyways, onto spells. We have 1 copy of Alchemy. Again, we don't run that many ninjutsu arts, so just the 1 ninjutsu art of Alchemy to clear our ninjutsu art cards and draw 2. And then 1 reinforcement to search out the Hanzo. 1 Monster Reborn, it's an extender. Triple copies of World Legacy Succession, they're extenders, and it's also part of the combo. And then we got 1 copy of Called By, because this deck just, the ninja aspect of this deck just dies to hand traps. 1 copy of Eldlich of White Destiny. This was just a Monster Reborn for Eldlich, basically. And then we got 2 copies of Cursed Eldlin. We don't need 3. 3's too much. And then we got 1 copy of Notebook. This is part of the combo, and we only really need 1. If you guys don't know what this card does, once per turn, you can send a ninja monster from your hand to the graveyard. Set 1 ninjutsu art spell or trap directly from your deck. And then we got 1 copy of the field spell, Hidden Village of Ninjutsu Arts. And we're only playing 1 copy of this because the card itself doesn't really help us with our combos, doesn't really help us with board advantage, doesn't really help us with breaking our opponent's board or anything like that. This card is literally here just to help us recycle our ninjutsu arts from the grave. So if a ninja monster is summoned to your field, you can target 1 ninja monster or 1 ninjutsu art card in your graveyard, add it to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. And then also, if a ninja monster or ninjutsu art card or cards would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can banish 1 ninja monster from your graveyard instead. So it has that protection effect too, so it's pretty cool. But I mainly threw it in here just to recycle out like my used Super Transformations or my Rust Mist, or even Notebook if I need it back, or even Alchemy. And then next I got 1 copy of Lost Wind. This is because you can discard it for Upstart Goblin. Not Goblin. I always call this guy Upstart Goblin. You can discard it off of Upstart Golden Ninja and still have value off of Lost Wind. Because if your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck and this card is in the graveyard, you can set it to your side of the field. It can't be activated that turn, but you basically got Golden Ninja's effect for free. And then we got triple copies of Super Transformation. Obviously one of the best ninjutsu arts in the game, even though it's... I have a love-hate relationship with this card. It's super good for ninjas, or the ninja strategy, but if you draw your bricks, or your Super Transformation targets, this card is dead. So it really sucks. It really hurts seeing Goliath in hand, or like Fallen Albaz sometimes. But yeah, it's just too good not to run. And then I run 2 copies of Rust Mist. So Rust Mist, I personally really like Rust Mist, but a lot of ninja players don't seem to like it that much. So what the card does is that when a monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field while you control a ninja monster, mandatory effect, have the current attack of the special summoned monster. So for example, if you have Saizo on board, Saizo is 2000 attack. And if you have Rust Mist, if any monster your opponent special summons will most likely be under 2000. Let's say your opponent doesn't have a way to blow up the cards, and they have to resort to trying to suicide into Saizo. Your opponent's going to have to special summon a monster with 4000 attack just to be cut down to 2000 to suicide into Saizo. It forces your opponent to kind of think a little bit more on what to do. Sometimes also forces your opponent to use up too many resources or use more resources to out just the Saizo and Rust Mist. And then to end the rest of the trap lineup, we got the triple copies of Conk, triple copies of Sanguine, and 2 copies of Hakuero. It's just your standard lineup for the Eldlich traps. And then for the extra deck, we got 1 copy of Ferocious Flame Swordsman. This is kind of just filler, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, when this Link Summon card is destroyed, it does allow you to summon back like Hanzo from the grave, which is pretty cool. And then we got triple copies of Saizo. You just need 2 ninja monsters to summon this card. During your main phase, you can set 1 ninjutsu art spell or trap directly from your deck for free. So it's a better version of Notebook. And then you can only use this effect of Saizo once per turn. While this card points to a monster or monsters, this card cannot be targeted for an attack. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. So that's also really cool. It has its own like self-protection. We got 1 copy of Baguska in case we have like 2 level 4s. We can go to Baguska, sit on Baguska, and yeah, that's really all it's here for. Then we got 1 copy of Mud Dragon. This is just another option for Fallen Albaz to go into. Titaniclad, again, for Fallen Albaz. Lubellion. You could use Fallen Albaz to go into Lubellion, but I'm not gonna lie, Lubellion's in here mainly as just effect fodder for Mirror Jade. And then we got 1 copy of Dragos Tapalia. Again, we can summon it with Fallen Albaz. And then we got Starving Venom, again, for Fallen Albaz. And then Mirror Jade, triple copies of it, again, for Fallen Albaz. And that is the deck. But now, I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys 2 combos. They're essentially going to be very similar. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get right into it. So for this combo, it's a 2.5 card combo. And what that means is you need Upstart Golden Ninja. That's a specific card you need. And you need Monster Reborn or World Legacy Succession. So just any of the Reborn cards. Literally any of the Reborn cards. And then any trap card. What we're going to do here is we're going to normal summon the Golden Ninja. Effect to ditch the trap. Special summon the Hanzo. I messed up. It's supposed to be in face up, but I misclick. So we're just going to go ahead and reset that real quick. Summon in face up attack. Not face up attack. Face up defense. Oh my gosh. Anyways, on special summon, activate Hanzo's effect. We're going to go ahead and search out the Shogun. And then we're going to go ahead and link summon into our Saizo. Saizo's effect, we're going to set the ninjutsu art of Notebook. Then we're going to go ahead and activate that Notebook and use this effect to discard the Shogun. And we're going to go ahead and set our copy of... It depends on what you want. You can go Super Transformation, and so that way you'll have like Fallen Albaz or your Goliath play. But for this example, I'm just going to go ahead and get Rust Mist. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Monster Reborn, targeting the Shogun. Special summon in attack position to one of the zones that Saizo points to. Make sure it's in attack position, otherwise your combo's done. And we're going to use Shogun's effect, switch it to defense. And then we're going to target the Hanzo and the Golden Ninja. Summon Hanzo, summon the Golden Ninja. Hanzo's effect, we're going to go ahead and search ourselves. Doesn't really matter at this point. You could search Golden Ninja in case you draw a trap. Or you can add one of these other 2. But for this, we'll just add another Golden Ninja. And then from here, we can go ahead and XC into our copy of Baguska. And then from here, we pass turn. Baguska, we all know how troublesome dealing with Baguska is. And then if our opponent is starting to special summon, we activate Rust Mist so that most of their monsters are going to be lower than 2000 defense and 2000 attack. So yeah, having this board with Rust Mist can sometimes, depending on how cracked your opponent opens, can usually stall long enough for you to like add the get the cards you need to try to push for game. But yeah, this is the combo with just the ninja cards, none of the Eldlich stuff. Again, if you set Super Transformation with Notebook instead of Rust Mist, instead of the Baguska, you would have had access to Fallen Albaz, discarding the Golden Ninja, and then summoning either Mirror Jade, Starving Venom, Dragus Depalia, Mud Dragon of the Swamp if you really needed to. But yeah, just whatever card you need to summon with Fallen Albaz, you'll have. So for this next example combo, this is a 2-card combo. You need Golden Ninja and any Golden Land card. So we're going to summon the Upstart Golden Ninja, activate its effect, ditch the Golden Land. We're going to summon the Hanzo. Hanzo's effect. At this point, it can just be anything, so we'll just add another Golden Ninja. We'll go into our Saizo, activate Saizo's effect. Instead of setting Notebook, we're actually going to go ahead and set our copy of Rust Mist. And then from here, we pass turn. Looks very trash, but end phase, we're going to activate the effect of Conk to we're going to set the Scarlet Sanguine. And then at any point, if you feel like your opponent's going to target Saizo, you can go ahead and activate the Scarlet Sanguine to special summon out the Golden Lord. And of course, at this point, most likely you would have had Rust Mist anyways on field. I kind of forgot to activate it earlier. But yeah, you would have Rust Mist on field, as well as Saizo not being able to be targeted for attacks or card effects. And you got a 2800 Golden Lord on the field. So next turn, you can just start using Eldlich to just keep swinging. And yeah, that's going to do it for the combo section. Real quick, for that very first combo that I showed you guys, instead of having just a random trap card, if you had Golden Ninja, let's put them at the top. Golden Ninja, one of these Monster Reborn cards, and one of the Golden Land cards, you can still make that entire first board. And then end phase, Conk sets the Scarlet Sanguine, and then you'll also have access to Eldlich. So yeah, adding the Eldlich package in here just helps the deck a lot more. But yeah, that's all I really had for this deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any thoughts about this deck, please let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed it, or if you guys liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you guys enjoy my content and the kind of stuff I put out, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. And this is DevineYGO signing out. Peace.